What's up guys, welcome back to Zoro TCG Vault. In this video, I'm breaking down some of the mistakes that new investors make in the One Piece TCG, and specifically how you can avoid them so that you can save yourself some money and stay safe out there. So I do have a list here. We're gonna run through it pretty quick. A lot of these items are concepts I've learned over the years, and I just wanna pass them to you so that you can be more equipped to make good decisions. So first up, we have system over shiny object syndrome. So you want to have a system, your own personal system, just like in investing or trading. You want to have your own rules that you follow when making buying decisions. So if you think about it, most people kind of obsess over what to buy and they ignore how to think, how to have a system. So the definition of shiny object syndrome is actually the tendency to be easily distracted by new, exciting opportunities or ideas, leading to abandoned projects and lack of focus on long-term goals. So it's all about the long-term vision you have. You want to have a long-term vision, have a system, and then execute on that when you're adding sealed product to your portfolios and singles as well. So the final rule, the final tip I'll leave you with this section is that bad process beats bad picks every time. So just having some semblance of a process of rules to follow, specific card types you're going to go after, specific characters, whether or not you like the actual art, all these layers go into filtering out the correct picks for your portfolio. Okay, next up we have singles. So I've made this mistake in the past, and I see a lot of new people making this mistake. They kind of get spooked by $1,000 SPs or multi-$1,000 mangas. They don't want to concentrate liquidity into really solid bets. They kind of just want to load up on a ton of low value cards because it makes you feel like you're doing something, like you're taking actions. But in reality, this is not the correct move, because when you build up, let's say like 100 cards that are all worth $5, $10 each, when you try to sell these later on, if they're not for your PC, you're gonna have a hard time finding buyers. Like, vendors don't really like buying $5, $10 cards. And if you do sell these off to local gaming stores or vendors, they're gonna probably give you like 70%, 75% at best, in my experience. So really like have laser beam focus, and it's better to have 5 really good cards versus like 100 like little ones. So just understand that component. You want to concentrate your liquidity into really good bets, and this will save you a lot of time, and it'll generally outperform having a lot of low value cards that are volatile. So that's gonna be it for singles. Moving on to slabs. Mistake number 1, don't overpay for slabs. I've done this in the past. Do your due diligence when you're thinking of buying a slab. Be intentional, know which ones you're targeting, know the recent sales on eBay or whatever platforms, and don't just trust the label you see on a slab at a show or at a shop. Do your research and don't overpay for slabs. Also, be patient, shop around. I've had experiences where I've been at card shows and I've seen the same slab in a PSA 10 at 4 different booths, and they're all different prices. And one of them could be vastly overpriced and you could get a crazy deal on another one. So when you shop around and be patient, it can save you a lot of money, and it's definitely worth it. And then the last piece with this, give offers. You don't instantly have to pay full price unless it's a good price, unless you have a connection with that vendor or with the person you're talking to. So don't be afraid to give offers, put yourself out there, negotiate. People are more than willing to work with you if you give them a decent offer. So engage in offers. Highly recommend, especially on slabs. People will bend for you, so give that a try. Next up, sealed product. So a huge mistake in TCG is completely ignoring sealed product because it feels boring. it's very monotonous. You're just collecting boxes and storing them away. There's no real excitement of ripping packs, but that just not, giving into temptation is what delivers returns over the long term for you. So the experience of ripping packs is a valuable experience. So if you're able to keep that sealed, then you'll perform very well over time. Like, I've known a lot of people that have had sealed products and they end up ripping half of them because the temptation is just too great. So the second point on here is to store your product in a separate location if you can't control it yourself. So, bubble wrap the boxes, package them up safely, put them in a storage shed, put them in a safe, somewhere that's in a separate location that's hard to access, that's protected. That's going to be the way to go. Also, sealed provides a baseline for your long-term portfolios. That's why I always recommend having at least half your portfolio in sealed product. But again, it's personal preference, but just know that sealed does win long-term. It's safer. Okay, so buying hype, another key mistake. So usually when there's consensus, that's kind of when the price has ran up a lot on a specific card or box. And the key point here is that by the time everyone agrees something is good, the easy money is usually already gone. Now, that's not to say things can run up higher, but don't chase, have patience. And if you want to avoid hype, if you're looking at a card that's being hyped up, a box that's hyped up, just direct your attention away for it, leave it be, and go look for cards or boxes that you think are in low supply that are currently being overlooked. That's kind of going to be the counter to buying hype. And again, if you have a thesis on a card or box and you're buying into hype, just have a very good hypothesis, a very good long-term vision for that investment. For example, for me, I still think OP09 and OP13 boxes are a good buy, even though they've literally tripled. That's not financial advice. I think those boxes are sitting at $500 or $600 right now, but I'm still trying to pick up these when I can. I could be wrong. These could crash 50% this year, but I think it's unlikely. Looks like we're at 700 now with OP13 on TCG Player. Let's go to this third page here. 749. Lowest listing I'm seeing is $699, $700 plus shipping, plus taxes. And the taxes really get you too on TCG Player. Let's look at OP09 and then we'll move on to our last point. Where is this at? There's no way. So 600 it looks like. So OP09 is cheaper than OP13 at the moment. But anyways, moving on. Card shows. This is the last point I want to talk about. Again, like I mentioned before, be intentional. Don't just randomly see something shiny and waste all your money on it at the card show. Know what you're looking for. If you're targeting promo cards, if you're targeting tournament cards, if you're targeting mangas, SPs, specific characters, know that, have a plan, and go in with intention. And again, like we mentioned before, shop around, ask questions, be patient, throw out offers, and just improve your communication skills, and you'll have a better experience at card shows. Okay, that's gonna do it. Just to wrap this up, a good mindset to have is, we've all made mistakes. We've all bought into hype once or twice. Just have your own system, keep getting better at making decisions, have fun with it. At the end of the day, this is a TCG. There's players, there's collectors, there's investors. There's a lot of different people involved in this market. Don't be greedy. Don't be a scalper. Collect a lot of cards that you really like from characters that you love from the show. And then have fun with investing, make good decisions. It's fun when you sell something for, you doubled your money on or tripled your money on. I always keep copies in my own PC, but just keep getting better. Constant improvement is the best remedy to making mistakes. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you picked up a few tips. This was kind of more of just like a tips mindset video, but it's very important. It's good to have the right rules in place before you jump into an industry where you're throwing money around. So with all that said, thanks for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know something you've learned being involved in the One Piece TCG so far. We're going to get into it with more content on this channel. Again, once we hit 1K subscribers, we're going to start doing giveaways, so that should be fun. And with that, I will catch you in the next video. Stay safe out there. Peace.